Good evening, sir. Dr. Arul Daniel. Sir, we, the Department of CSC, Vishnu Engineering College for Women, Bhimavaram, we welcome you to this faculty development program, sir. Before entering to the session, uh, first of all, we'd like to convey our thanks and regards to you, sir, because despite of your busy schedule, you joined with us to share your valuable insights. So let me take the privilege to introduce you, sir. It is my great privilege to introduce Dr. Arul Daniel. Dr. Arul Daniel, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Computer Science and Applications, Loyola College of Arts and Science, Tamil Nadu. He received Doctoral of Philosophy in Computer Science in February 2018 from Periyar University, Tamil Nadu. He did his Master of Computer Applications in 2009 at Bishop Heber College of Arts and Science, Trichy, Tamil Nadu. He received Bachelor of Computer Applications in 2006 in the College of Arts and Science, Tamil Nadu. His proficiency is data preparation and pre-processing, exploratory data analysis, pattern recognition, data visualization, machine learning, neural networks, deep learning, image processing, and breathomics. He worked as a freelancer. He received 2 awards of Outstanding Reviewer for Elsevier in April 2017 and Research Excellence in 2020. He has granted a patent of Australian and another patent of Philippine. He published 4 books, 11 international journals, 12 international conference proceedings. Sorry, sir. And he presented 13 research papers. He acted as a resource person and a special guest lecture delivered, and he has delivered the lectures in 1 international level, 8 national level, and 15 state level lectures. He organized 18 programs, like 5 faculty development programs he organized, 10 faculty development programs he attended. He has an additional qualifications like he did his Master of Business Administration in Human Resource at Periyar University Distance Education. He acted as a president of Institutions Innovation Council, MYS Innovation Council in Loyola College of Arts and Science, Namakkal. He is a coordinator for IQSE in Loyola College of Arts and Science. And he acted for many international journals as editorial board member, editorial review board member, and editorial assistant. Sir, really, we are very glad to have such a strong person as a resource person for this faculty development program, sir. Sir, now I request you to enlighten us in the area of ML for future of artificial intelligence in immersive technology.
Is my screen is visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So let me start with gratefulness that what the management and an organizing team will be given for me to give a note on that how the immersive technologies will be helpful in the future and how it will be growing on and it will be reached in the in a decade. So with this, I really thank the management and also the organizing team who invite me for this faculty development program as a resource person for enlightening the people who are really working in artificial intelligence and computer science. So this was the roadmap that what we have to be seen in this session. First, a little bit introduction about uh, a common thing, uh, how the artificial intelligence and what scenario we are living and we are going to work, and we have to predict over on our researches. Then what is meant by immersive technologies and why we have coined this term and why we are making use this as a very large enterprises like huge business environment and so on. And what are the risks behind that? So while you go for machine learning and giving importance with the artificial intelligence towards the immersive technology, and we are going to list and we have to show how it will be worked and what are the enabling technologies will be available, and also it will be flourished that immersive technology in another term, in another way that it will be experiencing the learning process and also the thing that we are going to be doing. Then followed with that, what are the industrial breakdowns will be there? Almost 80 to 90 percentage of the industries are marching over on immersive technology for their training and placements and for their cultural cultivations and everything. Then what are the AI terminologies and algorithms is available, and what future available in AI, and how the machine learning techniques will be used. And I was glimpsely touching up the deep learning and how it will be depart with your immersive
So
technology,
your
and also
screen is blank.
is it visible now?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So this is what the roadmap. So let me go for slides and we can come up with some insights about what are the glimpses available in the revolutions that made over the industries. Almost we are now in the era of Industrial Revolution 5, but still we are focusing on Industrial Revolution of 4. So it was one of the pathetic condition that we have to felt that we are far away than what the real world is. As Indians, as a people who are in researching in India, they are mainly focusing on they are marching over the period of time that what the real world is going on, and beyond that we are working. So always we are saying that whenever any prime minister of the nation or any president of the nation is appointed, so he is born and brought up from the Indians. Exactly what we are apprising ourselves that one among us will be a president of another nation or another thing, but still we are a little bit far away in research scenario. So we know that, so whatever the possibilities available and financial crisis and so on, but still our limitations is also there on our research also. So for our real world scenario, they are working with the fifth industrial revolution. They are working and they are marching over to the sixth one. But now we are marching over the fifth one in India. How to resolve the issues that what we made it in the fourth revolutions. So you might become across whatever the terminology that we are working with that in a physical systems or cyber physical systems or IoTs and machine learning and artificial intelligence, robotic, edge, cloud edge, and so on. We are working so much of terminologies and so much of things. What the metaverse will not be used by in our Indian scenario or not. But actually, what we are going to focus today only on the fifth industrial revolutions, which were taking up in an immersive technologies method. So almost we are working with virtual reality or augmented reality. Somehow we are working with extended reality and so on. So whatever we are working, that will be have a limitation that it will be ground with some limitations, and it will be stopped where the limited implementations will be. Maybe somehow we are deployed as applications, or somehow we are working with an applications and so on. Still, the corporates or the industries also, they are struggling over that. So how it will be boomed over on in years or in a decades towards the learning process and so on. So almost the 60 to 70 percentage of the expenditure in a corporate or an industry is purely meant for learning process. So the objective of computer science innovations and whatever the algorithms, whatever the things we are going to predict and we are analyzed and we are giving as a report, all sort of things will be minimize the cost, is cost cut edge of everything. So whatever the losses are, whatever the overhead expenses and everything in the business. But still, the majority of the expenditures will be taken up and it will be done over on training purpose. So maybe if you are going with the flights, or if you are going with a locomotive, or if you are going with any bicycle, almost the cost we are spending over for a training is more. Uh, we might have a best example how we are going to get a four-wheeler driving license instead of getting two-wheeler license or anything else. So with this real-time factors that what we made to learn spend over on training is obviously it is high. So almost maybe met an accident, it may occur to met an accident. It will be damages some of the components that what our vehicles and also the other third-party vehicles also. So it majorly it costs over high and high, then it damages a lot. So it is one part of thing. And another part of thing, so while we give a training for the youngsters, the buddies who are entering into the field, they have to be learn a lot of things from their scratch, from their theoretical knowledge to practical knowledge. Then practical knowledge has to be deployed over on their industry, and it should be enriches, and it should be a very smarter one. What we are thinking that what the people has to be done, what they have to be do in our institution or do in our corporates and everything, that should be a very smart one. So for that purpose, from the scratch to the expert level, we have to spend a lot to give a training. So obviously, in an education sector, what we are doing now, we every year our institutions, our other institutions have the faculty development program to enrich the knowledge. So obviously it lies on us also. So we are also enrich our knowledge, enrich our skills, enrich our whatever the things is required for the academic structures and also research structures and whatever we are making more focus on students too. So this is what the maximum expenditures that made over on each and every countries that they are working on. So that's why the immersive technology is forecasting without a humanless teaching and humanless learning. It will be more adaptive in nature and adaptive in system, adaptive in content and adaptive in style, that whatever we can say, it will be adaptive. So almost we have an example like this. So in our classroom we have a 40 students or 60 students. So what is probably happening? So out of 40, 10 to 20 members will be a good at knowledge, are good at listening, good at everything. Similarly, 40% will be a moderate peoples. They may, if the classes is interesting, they can listen. If it is not, they go for some other process. Remaining 20% is almost, they will be remain same on their state. They never bother about who is teaching and what content is teaching and who in which way it was teaching. So similarly, in a single class, we may have 3 major clusters. In this major cluster, we have again, we can go for sub clusters that by clusters will be have many issues. It may have many properties over it, and it will be diluted over on that how the perfections will be. So likewise, so in our class, we are going with these kind of clustering and by clustering teams that that will be projections over on learning technique has to be changed and it should be reached over on each and everyone like that. So almost everyone is working on that. So industry is also working on that, that without giving stipulated time for a training, they have to come and directly they have to work on the systems. So it is somewhat, it is highly impossible without handling the system, without handling or touching or feeling, without any sense. They have to come and direct and come and work with the system is highly impossible. So that's why the immersive plays the vital role on experiential learning. Okay, so you might be come across the previous session itself, how the robotics and what are the vertices that you have it in the industry 4 revolutions. So almost you might cover all the things that what the industry 4 is listed here. Okay, so I think the text are not visible in the slides. So in between that, we can come across the common thing that where the data will be collected and where it will be raised over on a collective manner, and almost we may come across the types of data that we have of four major types. One is structured, and another one is semi-structured, and quasi-structured and unstructured data. Almost nowadays everyone is working on
The
unstructured data.
screen is not visible, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm working with a PowerPoint slides, ma'am. Is it visible now?
No, sir, it's not visible. Yes, sir, now it is visible.
Oh, okay, fine. So kindly acknowledge me that whether the presentation is goes live or not. Okay, so you might be come across these kind of types which will be we are taught in data structures and everywhere. So this is what the uh, uh, real thing that what the challenges we are focusing nowadays is we are making use of the unstructured data for an analysis for predictions and everything. So without knowingly or unknowingly, we are making use of that. So we must be pushed over on that, whatever the researches we are taken up, and we have to work on unstructured data. So where it was collected almost each and every second, 60 seconds, we have a huge amount of data will be raised and every new thing will be enrolled and it will be dumped over on the data sets. So almost what are the vertics that results we get from getting data is not we are saying that from particular sites or particular thing has to be creating a more and more data. So almost whatever we are doing in a regular days, like whatever the marketing researchers and whatever the customer services we are under, we are making use of in logistics and some of the intelligence network that how they are providing the 4G and 5Gs and so whatever the things we are providing in the cities and urban areas and rural areas. Then geolocations, almost the travelers are making use of the geolocations for sharing their locations and also finding out the spot where they want to reach on time. And somehow we are finding that the shorter routes too. So and another thing is OTT players nowadays. Everyone listening music through the apps, which will be making use of the internet connections. Then almost most of the people are working in the research area. They work focused on the healthcare because it's a threatening area that where a lot of scams and a lot of things has to be unpredicted till now whose error it might be after the loss of any human lives. Exactly, that's why we are mainly focusing on healthcare. So everyone is working, whatever the robotic, whatever the system, whatever the machine learning technique has to be adapted over on that data set, everything they are focusing on the healthcare. And somehow the business people are likely to have in financial services. So almost the financial services which will be focused on fraud detections and what other risk management has to be. So nowadays they are making use of telecallings with the help of civil
आवाज
scoring.
नहीं आ रही
Is pardon me?
आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही
Okay. So risk management is another focusing area that whom we need to give a loan and everything has to be sorted list. And finally, a common user that retail users. They have and they compare every object, every products that they want to be used in their forthcoming years. They are working with and they are customized. They are making use of that kind of thing will be very realistic and also it will be a, dynamic one also. So for an example, for our mail itself, so each and every mail have its own customization, their own menus, their own colors, their views of font styles, and everything has to be customized by the people who are by the users. And these vertices and horizons have more and more. It rises uh, 360 degree of data. It's not like 160 or 90 degree of data as a book. So almost it covers a 360 degree of the global data has to be formed and it will be. So that's why the big data scenarios will be started up in previous 2 decades itself. So nowadays we have a very huge computing processors. We have a GPUs and MPUs and everything, but still we need to have a software support for that particular hardware to minimize the resources or minimize this expenditure that made it over on data centers and processor high-end processors. And almost now they are focusing on the edges also. So how the 360 views the immersive technology and how it will be used. Almost most of the games and most of the television serials and movies we come across with this immersive technology. We are experiencing that what the screens have. So it might be a 3D images or it might be a movie or it might be a game that how we are realistically we are involved in that particular game and we are playing. So within inside a room itself, we are playing a soccer, we are playing a cricket, we are playing a hockey and everything. So unless until we don't have any sort of different object we hold at and we can play. We just with the help of your thumb you can easily play. So not only that, some have our speakers. It will be used to experience that 360 views. So almost the physical stuff views is also there, and also some have the objective views are there. So we have to go with the virtual and AI differentiation. So almost it creates a new reality that privileges on 360 space. So within you just place in your chair and you can view all the thing that what the real world it will be. So with the help of the Google Map itself, we can explore the places where we want to go and how what are the special items and what are the spots that we need really we have to check in. And somehow it also have a space that it gives moreover digital imaging. It holds around a number of frames that what the real frames have. So not a movie, it is a huge dimensional frames will be. And somehow it is also a digital environment. The early stages of immersive technologies, we have a great history from the past 10 decades. We have different histories. Started with the head-mounted displays and then specs and some joystick like that. We have a lot of technologies will be add on and it gives on immersive technologies and it will be lies on this. So I shared these handouts for your reference. You can make it use of that and you can do it. So what are the risk factors that we come across with the deploying or developing an immersive technologies? The privacy and data security. Obviously, the privacy and data security plays a vital role on cyber issues that what we have it in storing your data. So from your handset itself, everyone might have an answer. They have a call, so they have a messages, they have a apps, they have a accounts, and so on. We can say a lot of things will be. So whether your data is very secure or it have any privacy issues there. So almost every nation is working and investing a lot for cyber security and cyber attack. So almost that is a major risk factor that why the immersive technology is not that much of sounding technology what other technologies have. Then product liability, obviously the durability is very low comparatively with other technologies. So whatever today, whatever we are getting a latest smartphone that will be absolutely within a year. So within a month, some of things will be within 2 to 3 months it will be absolute model. So likewise, the device is also upgraded each and every minute. So the facilities, the accuracies, the durability will be increases, and some have the difficulty to get a license. Obviously, the drone itself holds, we need to get a license. So a simple drone, which will be capture motion pictures, that is more enough that we can give it an open source license, but still it have a privacy issues. Likewise, we have a lot of issues there with technologies on immersive technology because why we are having this much of hurdle over on placing the technologies are placing a component that is very essential for experience lively is we need to have a setup that it might be an environment that holds the setup of immersive experiencing. So we have a displays, we have audio systems, we have a joystick, we have speakers, we have a lot of gadgets is required to experiencing the complete reality is somewhat costly and it should be more not affordable to everyone also. And some potential infringement is nothing but it will not be able to adopt by everyone. Some sectors will be able, some sectors may not able to deploy their system. And compilings and platform requirements, obviously we have somewhere out GPUs is required to have this, and export control issues. So we may not able to deploy within a peculiar data like 1 TB hard disk is more enough to store all the information. Not like that. It will be added more and more with periodical updations. So whenever we are taking up any pictures, we need to have to store an additional space for hold that picture in your mobile phones, isn't it? So similarly, we have to be update our data and we have to store it in a 360 view of the objects, and it should be a next level of experiential learnings that it will be dynamically it will be changed. So the word dynamically is plays a vital role that it will not be easy to hold that because the existing data is not a waste one, and it is not also considered as important. So we have a dilemma on that whether we can hold it or we can remove from the hard disk. So likewise, we have a lot of things we're not able to have it that as such what we should have. So these are the technologies that enable that immersive technologies, tracking and registrations like with cameras, sensors, with the help of cameras and sensors, also hybrid methods we have, and IR sensors like acoustic and industrial and everything, and virtual environment modeling. So almost the virtual tour is available for most of the institutions. So nowadays it was a pride thing that if our institution have the virtual tour of our campus or of our classes and everything. So it is also used with sensory modeling and object modeling. So almost it will be lies on object modeling because it was always they are making use of the virtual reality, not augmented reality or any other reality methods. Then some presentations maybe with the help of head-mounted displays and spatial augmented realities like SAR and handheld devices like joysticks and tips and everything and sticks and cave like automatic visual environment that will be created based on live shots, and it will be taken maybe 3D pictures or motion pictures will be taken up, and interaction methods like tangible methods and collaborative methods and multi-model. So we can have different technologies has to be put together, and we can go for a massive. That's another major factors that it will not be easily can do by everyone. So one who worked for 2 decades or 3 decades in the same discipline, they can easily migrate from one end to another end of technologies. But here, so each and every technology has to be worked and separately worked, and it should be immersed, and it should be making as a converted as an immersive technology. So almost virtual reality, you might be come across that it will be the fully immersive digital environment. So what about the augmented reality, whatever the robotic or whatever the things we have studied over on an years or over on a period, that it realized that it will be experienced very well with the physical world. But obviously it not an experiential thing. It's somewhat having a differentiation that real experience and digital experience. And mixed reality is another thing. It has some virtual reality and also an augmented reality. The physical world and the digital world also get together, and it will be projected that some the displays and some environment will be. So almost in your movies we can come across this kind of experiential, that how the mapping and other things will be done over by the actors. Then extended reality, that is an over to the MR and AR and VR, because altogether we are going for a new technology, that extended reality. This is where we are working now. So we have to work for not a single image. We have to work for a single frame. We need to work for 1,280 images. So how the difficulties will be faced by handling feature selection or feature extraction from a single image and towards the 1,028 images within a second or within a minute. Obviously, we may not able to spend a minute for that to extract. We need a milli nanoseconds, but it is far away that we may not able to do it with our systems what we have in a domestic manner. So whatever the GPUs we have, it as a 6 GB or 8 GB or 17 GB, 18 GB RAM or 24 GB RAM, we cannot able to do that within that with the single frame. So this is what how it will be visualized, and some of the breakdowns that what the industries with the help of XRs is gaming, healthcare, educations, manufacturing, working forces, and marketing, and some live events that making use of, and especially in defense, military, and retailing options like Amazon, Flipkarts are doing that. Really, they are doing amazingly. They are doing and they are promoting their products and real estates. So somehow it will be open on the city sites. So I have a short video. I shared this link. Just go through that link. Due to time constraint, I will skip over that and go for the AI terminologies. We have a common AI terminologies I was taken here. So neural network. So how it was resembled to our brain. So how our human brains, it was a more valuable things in the world that the human brain is. So how it was worked and how it was rendered that informations, and it was served to the decision making, that is very important, that biological sense, and also it will be converted as a digital formation of that. It become as such that we are taking as a neural network. So the neural network have a different thing. It have a simple neural network is there, and convolutional neural network is there, and recurrent neural network is there. Obviously, it depends upon the problems you are taken to give a solution. We are changing over in AI terminologies like this. And some of the basic features, that what are the parameters that we have to go give for training and testing and everything. So almost training is a sort of training is there and testing is there. Afterward, it will be deployed towards the product. So similarly, we have certain constraints here. So based on accuracy and precision, and what else we are spelling out that it is required for knowing that the system is good or bad. So fortunately, on your testing side, on your promotion side, it will be good. But somehow it far away taken to the deployment side. So we are experiencing that how the neural network will not be able to deploy in the smartwatches or any wearables. So once we are going into the circuit designs, or one our system will be deployed in the circuits, it obviously it gives a lot of errors. So we may not able to have with the whole of Python or with the whole of lab view with the whole of MATLAB or anything else, we can't able to simulate, and we can't whatever the simulation results will not be obtained with the system that what we are deployed as an apparatus or a test channels. So we have a lot of issues there. So the conventional methods of a software or a program or an algorithm towards a circuit will be major issues here. So whatever the micro devices we are using, the sensors we are using, still we have facing a lot of things that deploying or embedding the system, embedding system of our own algorithms, our own natures that what we given as the best results in the papers or in publication that will not be worked on in artificial intelligence, that will not be really taken up for real-time uses. And some of the algorithms is common algorithms that what image and videos are using of traditional CNN and simplified and CNN, recurrent CNN, and is it like that we have it, and really we have it in a text and time series also. Recurrent neural network is there, and sequential thing, model thing is there, SVM is there, and regression methods is there, and somehow we are going for unsupervised learning, deep learning, and autoencoders will be there. So obviously, the Boltzmann machines are commonly used algorithms, which are empowering the research peoples that if we good at unsupervised learning like deep learning or autoencoders, if you are able to deploy it within Python programs or any MATLAB programs, it's quite easy to do it, and we can make use of sample data sets, and we can work it out, and we can found some results, and that final results will be considered as the final results of your research thesis. But actually, whatever the algorithm is proposed, or whatever the algorithms you are going to be modified, and it will be with the help of any changes on values that thresholdings that it will be making use in previous studies and previous things. So that will not be helpful for. That is another way of the views that what you found that in the particular research areas. Not it was not a final thing. It was a destiny of that. It is another milestone that you reached what others are reaching. So what is the future of AI in Oxford University? They are providing that the next 120 years, all the human jobs will be automated, and the AI will outperform than the humans. So now we are performing well. So our performance is evaluated. So our appraisal will be evaluated now. So hereafter, after 120 years or after 50 years or 30 years, definitely we are going to be evaluate the systems that what we developed. So obviously the researchers is carrying the hands for producing the robotic, producing the lot of things nowadays in the real-time world that. So we are going to be performed, we are going to evaluate that, but after 120 years, the system evaluate the humans that whether the human is human or not, whether they are being a human or not. Like that, it may be changed with the help of the AIs, because the AI is more powerful than the human brain that what we are thinking. So especially we are thinking that our neural systems is good, our neural system is beyond the limitations. So we can say maybe within 10 to 20 years, it will be totally changed. So almost you might be come across from the schooling itself, we are having the syllabus like we are teaching the AI systems nowadays. But fortunately, you might see that whether when we are started to learn the AI systems, when we are started to learn the machine language, when we are started the learning of handling the systems and everything. But nowadays, our kids are doing better than that, what we are doing now. Then machine learnings, obviously the proficiency of machine learning is a mimic of human ability and also accumulated the knowledge and user-driven insights. Nowadays, we are giving the insight to the system, but obviously it will be changed while the AI will be taken roll out on the M. But some have I given some sort of history that what the AI will be experiencing with programming and everything. It is also have a 10 to 50 decades we have to experience that what is AML. So why we are going for a machine learning, that it is very important for an AI and very important for an immersive technology. It's very important for the IoT, and so whatever the technologies is beyond that, whatever the limited to the sense of human being, it will be totally abruptly it will be changed by the help of the machine learning. So where we have to start? We start from the machine learning, then we move on to the level of the machine learning. Then at last, if the machine learning is succeed, then we go for an AI. Without ML, we may directly go to the AI and we get directly go for the immersive. So not like that. So that was a forecast one that it will be happen one day. So within a day will not be changed ML to the AI to the immersive technology. So it starts from the ML. So that is the why the importance that the machine learning is very much special on any other subjects. So still every day we are talking about new things in machine learning. So once we started with a simple neural network, a single layer, a multi-layer, and back propagation like that. So now what within the 10 years, it was developed a lot of insights within the neural network itself, like the deep learning. So before 5 years back, deep learning is a startup that within autoencoder systems, but now it will be totally changed. So we have a lot of algorithms, a lot of functions, a lot of matrices is changed over on your systems and everything. Now the deep learning is totally changed on the skeleton, and it will be used nowadays. So it will not limited for the certain problems. It will be used for whatever the problem it might be. So likewise, the ML has to be extended his logics, extended his terms, or extended his usages in whatever and wherever it is deployed. So likewise, where it was no human experts is required for the industrial and manufacturing controls like defect findings and restructuring the designs and everything, and we go for an analysis of mass spectrometer analysis, like what the cancer patients, carcinoma patients are really is needed nowadays. So it was a non-invasive methods that we are making use of the machine learnings and drug designs and astronomic discoveries. So we're not able to just get down as such what we are thinking into the moon or in some other spaces. So we need to have some other sensing sensor arrays, and it will be used. And black box human experiments, almost last session you might be come across with the robotic, that how it will be the handicap will be become a normal one with the help of the robotic. So likewise, it not only your face, your handwriting, your speech. So whatever the recognition systems we also have it in Aadhaar itself. So Aadhaar and banking system, and nowadays they are working with an EB also. So a single fingerprint can able to access over an accounts over in different systems. So likewise, driving a car and flying a plane also we have to be without black box human experiments. So a cockpit design will be used for simulations, and cockpit designs will be used to give a training to the young pilots. So likewise, we can go for any things will be with the help of machine learning methods. So rapid changing of phenomena, that it will be credit scoring and financial modeling. What I said, that how your civil score is generated and how the offering loans will be at your doorstep, and whatever the telecallings and whatever the frauds are making use of that kind of phenomena that they are creating with your credit scores and everything, and what are the diagnosis methods for the fraud detections and so on, and in need of customization and personalizations. So here the personalization news reading, and like obviously you might be come across in your Spotify and in your apps, whatever you have. So it repeatedly it insists that what is your interest and what are the interests that the user, and that kind of ads and that kind of things will be pushed over on your smart devices. It will not be applied for everyone. So if you are good at agriculture, you have videos like in agriculture. If you are good at a fashion technology, you have a fashion technologies relevant videos. If you are good at cooking, you are looking for cooking ingredients, then it will be obviously come out with the cooking. If you are home remedies like home housekeeping, like whatever the interest that's shown by the people towards the devices, whatever the smart devices, your smart wearables, are your mobile phones, are your gadgets, whichever you use, that will be repeatedly, it will be insist you that what are the upgradations will be available, what are the latest videos you uploaded there. So all things will become to your hand and you can explore it. So some of the blah blah things will be here. So whatever you are studied as a machine learning, so learning system model like input samples and that samples has to be formed, and it will be training set and testing set, and finally it will be concluded as a learning method. So that's a system here. So I'll quickly drag through here, and training and testing, how the training and testing will be taken up. So all the rules and all the launching issues will be, you might be come across with a lot of insights with other peoples who are given machine learning techniques. So how you are getting the performance with the help of modeling and optimization, and some of the types of algorithm in ML is supervised and unsupervised and semi-supervised learning and reinforcement learning. Almost the reinforcement learning is working with the deep learning and robotics and so on. So we may not able to directly get into the reinforcement learning. First, we start with the supervised learning. So if your supervised learning system is good at or it receive 100% accuracy, and it have a precision on over on your system, then so you might be there may be discrimination between the accuracy and precision. Precision holds both false and positive, true and false. As far as concern of accuracy, only the true one. So it will not be considered about the false statements. Okay. So then unsupervised learning, and we have unsupervised learning with the help of clustering methods. A lot of clustering is there, and finding associations and feature selections methods and so on. Then semi-supervised learner. Somewhat we have to making use of supervised and also unsupervised learning methods to find that what are the best features has to be gone for your decision making, and reinforcement learning too. So some of the pictorial representation that how it will be assembled over on that will be given in these slides. So I want to insist that how the machine learning and deep learning will be explored over here. So the machine learning human has to be interacted with the system, and he wants to fix that. So how it should be discriminated. Some previous knowledge is required to making a system better than as what we have to go for a decision. So whereas we are going for a deep learning, so no, there is no interference of any human interference will be there. The system itself, it occupies fully what the data, and it will be studied well, and it analyzed, and it will be clustered over on it, and it automatically take up what should be trained and what should be tested, and finally the system will be created here. So this is what the difference between machine learning and the deep learning. So still we are working that. So without giving a selective features, that will be called as a deep learning. With feature selection, it will be called as a machine learning. Not like that. So whatever the data set, so it might be unstructured data set. That's why when I started, I was essential that so whatever the research has to be done, it should be done at the unstructured data. It will not be read on a structured data. Not only the numerical, not only in the image, not only the audio. Like so, it was a mixed data. So a single record have a text data and audio data and image data and video data and so on. That data has to be get into that for a training of instant, that is called as deep learning, not a feature extraction. We are thinking that this picture is commonly used here to deliberate that what is the difference between, what is the distinction between machine and deep learning. So what we are thinking that once if the features extraction will be done by the human, that will be called as machine learning. So if it not done by the human being, that will be considered not like that. The deep learning will be having a mesh of data, that also a huge amount of data will be given for a single instant. That is the main purpose here. The single instant have many varieties of data, and it should be taken up those varieties, and it should be find out that. For an example, it's a simple example that is it commonly make understand the difference between machine learning and deep learning. Thing is, if one who have a headache and fever and body pain, maybe they may diagnose with some other disease. The similar symptoms that will not be diagnosed with the same disease. It will be also adapt with some other diseases too. So similar pattern is going there in a deep learning systems. So how the deep learning system, it is a secret to immersive technology. So how it was correlated the machine learning into the immersive technology is the deep learning only, it is a bridge between that, how the machine learning will be converted to AI, and AI will be go for the AR, and AR will be go for your immersive technology systems. So in the past couple of years, the extraordinary progress has to be occurred within AI and machine learning technologies. Almost we might accept, and we are agree that it is happening now. So we are also putting into that more effort to give more than that what we have today. and some have the rapid evaluation is there and learning, and the driver of the enterprises will interested in AI today. So who are the business people? Who are the owner of the business? So they are likely to have the AI system in their systems. So that much of thing is given by the deep learning systems. And large scale industries, large data sets, it is intensively exploratory and numerical optimization techniques also. It's not just like a numerical operating system optimization. It will be making use of a intensive explorative. We have a various discipline, various dimensions of data and everything. And then it will be conventional approach. It is a natural language processing, computer visions, and speech recognitions are used. And deep learning will be used deliver in writing of conversations. What we are making use of to Grammarly or plagiarism check, and whatever we are doing for writing up our papers, writing up our thesis. So how it was giving us more suggestions what we are going to require on the particular statements and everything. And immersive technologies, it is also head mounted displays whichever we are used nowadays. Our mobile phones have it everything. So we have an AirPods, we have an specs to be, have that experience in your games and gaming systems and videos. So are you busy with working with your hands, texting, swiping, and gesturing out of the questions? So you are asking assistance, what a part of I am holding. So what step is next? Where does this piece fit? It is what the reality is. So how the immersive technology will be fit into your machine learning. Our machine learning will be fit into the immersive technologies. The assistant under your questions. So whatever the questions is raised, not only from my side, at your side, your kids' side, your parents' side, your cousins, your neighbors, and everywhere. So everyone have its own questions. So all the questions will be addressed over on these immersive experiential learnings. So some of the common applications where it was used. So virtual assistant, chatbots, and healthcare, entertainment, news aggregations. Almost it was feeds out nowadays in news aggregations how it will be exploring the reality and everything, and composition, musics, and image coloring, robotic, and image compositions, and advertising and everything. And somehow economical and emotional and convergence will be there in trading and everything. So what is NLP? NLP is nothing but a natural text, how it was processed, and how the conversion, language conversions will be done. And somehow how the AI information retrieval systems will be helpful for chatbot conversations and sentimental analysis and translations of different languages, and building a code from C to C++, C++ to Java, Java to Python. Like that, we can go for nowadays zero code will be available. We need to go for a coding. We just click and drag. We can with the help of that we can code everything, and we can work it out and solve out your problems. Then some of the data resources of the government website, Twitters and Facebook, like so whatever the social medias we have. So how the word counts will be done to your in a Google Forms we can take. So how the sentimental analysis out of people's, how many will be angry, how many will be cool, how many will be very eagerly waiting for listening to things and everything. So that kind of sentimental analysis and core concepts of NLP. Am I right? Fine. I'm a sick. I am a good. So this depends upon the people and depends upon the perceptions that who holds that natural language processing on the systems. So the future of the ML and AR, so augmented reality is it's kind of mobile apps. So almost we have Witty, we have an app. That app will be focusing that learning app for biological, human biological. We can go with the skeleton pictures and everyone with the scanning of barcode, and it will be helpful for visualizing the human beings with the skeleton and a particular organ, how it will function and everything. So likewise, we have a lot of apps available in real world, and somehow the business will be taken up with the HUA. So they are making use of diabetic strips, and they're providing the mobile apps. And with the help of the diabetic strips and mobile apps, they are diagnosing the H1C. Periodically, checkup will be taken up 3 months once, and it will be they are suggesting with tablets and treatments also, medicine also. So likewise, we have a plenty of mobile apps is available nowadays. So you can just surf it with the Play Store itself. We can find how the virtual reality is working with the people's learning process and testing and everything. So similarly, weight lossing methods and everything. So it is another thing. A snapshot is another one example for how the real world use case will be used with the AI and machine learning. So most of the people are making very big on snapshot and everything, and how the virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality evolving in a faster way to engage the digital world. So it is almost it engaged. So you may say that it was engaged in the day-to-day activities of each and every individuals. And moreover, the next few years, all the enterprises might be have these kind of technology. Nowadays, only the billing system will be taken up with the Paytm and GPS and everything, Amazon Pays. But most probably hereafter, most of the enterprises will be working with an immersive technology to explore themselves to the customers and then some for the clients, and also the clients also explore their feelings and their experience over these immersive technologies. So both immersive technologies and AI, the collective subset of technologies, it would not be one set of technology. It is a subset of technology. We have get into that. Every business is needed to consider that both the immersive technology and AI to be a mutually beneficial for decision making and also forecasting their business. And AI improves, so do immersive technologies and vice versa. So this is the future in ML in the immersive technologies. Obviously, the social interactions lies on online virtual worlds where we can live, play, and also work. That's it for my presentation. If you have any query, you can ask.
A very good presentation, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Dear participants, if you have any queries, please unmute yourself and you can ask.
So I just glimpse over on immersive technologies. I never get into detail anything. So whatever the perspective and vertices we have it in immersive, that just I showed it.
Sir, I hope they are clear about the session, sir. Because you are combining or you are introducing machine learning as a part of immersive technology. That is with the help of the 360 degrees view. And as you already mentioned, in future, the market is also adopting this immersive technology. As of now, in the Lenskart as well as many, just like many of the Flipkart, Amazon, some of the websites are introducing this immersive technology, sir.
Yes.
I hope, as per your statement, in future, every market, what are the markets, even in the majority of the supermarkets are also introducing this technology with what you mentioned as augmented reality, virtual reality. So really, you came with an introduction and what is immersive technology and how it is going to be extended like 360 in the early stages, how this immersive technology is going to be used, even how it is going to be enabling the technologies you gave with an excellent diagram, and you gave one by one visual, auditory, haptic, and the terms that we is going to be used in the new technologies, right? Virtual reality, augmented reality, mixed reality, as well as the extended realities. Really, you mentioned some of the algorithms for what are the algorithms for image videos, algorithms for text and time series, and unsupervised learning algorithms like that. You gave with learning subsystem model and different types of semi-supervised, supervised deep neural networks, everything. Just you gave an outline of ML as well as the immersive technologies and its corresponding applications also, like face detection, object detection, image segmentation, how these are going to be worked with, where it is going to be used in virtual assistants, chatbot, healthcare, entertainment. Like that, you mentioned everything. In addition to that, you already discussed what is natural language processing, like how we are going to process the text, like chatbots and the language translation, and what are the different resources that this natural language processing are going to be used. And you already given a clear image of sentiment analysis, that is the 12 months are angry out of the many. That is also very good, effective, sir. So as per your statement, the future of ML is going to be incorporated with this immersive technology, either augmented reality or virtual reality, mixed reality, whatever it is. So both immersive technologies as well as artificial intelligence, a collection of subset technologies, sir. That is really it is going to become a true as per your presentation, sir. Really, thank you so much for giving a scope for the future, how our researchers can work with machine learning, as well as how can they incorporate these machine learning techniques in augmented reality or immersive technologies, sir. Sir, really, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. So we.
I really thank the patient listening of the participants and also the people. If you have any doubts, kindly contact with me, Mercury sir, and he will be guide you that in which way it will be helpful, and we will do the best.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you grabbed the attention, sir. Because we know machine learning. We, as you mentioned, it is started in the 1950s itself in
Yes.
immersive technologies. But as of now, we didn't have that much boom in the current market. But when you incorporate this machine learning techniques in this immersive technologies, I hope definitely the 5.0, as you already mentioned, are you ready for industry 5.0? Definitely these immersive technologies are going to rule the market, sir, I think.
Actually,
Because
there
nowadays,
are other countries and developed countries are working with the industry 6.0.
Oh, 6.0. Yes, sir. Why?
So
Because you.
for an Indian concern only, I was speaking that why not we go for an industrial 5.0?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Still
sir.
we are
Because
working with the 4.0, but why not we made in India has to be changed over to the 4.0 to 5.0.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because you mentioned in general we are going to work with one image, but in immersive technology we need to work with 1028. Like, so really, I'm shocked. We need to work on these many number of images for a frame.
For a single instant, that's a constraint here, not for more than lakhs and thousand. For a single instant, we need to work for number of images, number of audios, number of videos, and number of text documents and everything.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So definitely we need high support devices, sir.
Yes, exactly. So
Sir,
nowadays we have GPU systems, but still it holds it takes 1 week or 2 weeks to understand what the single is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. As you already mentioned that.
Really,
even I'm attracted to your content, sir. I have been focusing. Yeah, what next? What next? Really, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
The people of Department of CSE, Sri Vishnu Engineering College for Women, Bhimavaram. We thank you, sir, for joining with us, sharing your knowledge and giving some sort of insights and extend the scope of our researchers in order to work on their research environment, new research environment with an industry 5.0. Definitely, sometime we'll reach industry 6.0. By that time, definitely we'll remember you, sir.
Sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Very kind of you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, dear participants. By this note, we can end of today's session. I hope all the 5 sessions are useful and informative for your research and expansion of your works. Hope it is done with respect to your expectations. Thank you for patient listening. Thank you for being with us. Tomorrow we'll start the session at 2 o'clock. I hope that tomorrow and day after tomorrow, all the sessions will be very much useful and informative.